Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Deep Ball, Keenan, Curran, Samuel Akem. We got a very, very special guest on this week, Mr. Tyler Lucas. He is the Beast Games Season 2 champion, a former college football player at Penn State and the University of Montana, and a U.S. Air Force pilot. How are you doing, my man? What's going on?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Please appreciate you guys for having me.
Man, it's been a couple years. I know I played with Tyler. Uh, Sam was not there yet. So we have tons of fun memories together. I was saying
Oh,
before
yeah.
we went live, Tyler was one of the ones that taught me how to get my chest nice and big. So it was cool to see. It's been cool to see you, post ball, both on Titan games and then on Beast games. So
Yeah, man.
I wonder if I
happy to
ran
have you,
into
man.
you on my visit. Weber State. I came
Yeah,
down there in
yeah, that
2015.
potential, man. When did you go on a
Yeah.
visit?
Weber State, you guys ended up losing, but what's the name? Ben had a really good game. Roberts had a really good game, and then we went
Yeah.
to. I think Keenan. We went to a basketball house that night or something.
Yeah, we went to some. I don't remember, man. And then we went back and got you a bunch of candy
Yeah,
and
man.
made sure we spend that recruit money. So first question for the listeners who only know you from Beast Games: how would you describe who Tyler Lucas is beyond the competition?
Yeah, man. Beyond the competition, now I'm a father of two, so I'm a family man. With my college sweetheart, we've been get together. Actually, our 10-year anniversary being married was a couple days ago. So,
Wow.
Nice, congrats.
yeah, man. So, family man, and just a hardworking guy, man, that always puts his best foot forward, and then just tries to spread positivity and optimism, and then just try to be a positive influence on others, man.
There you
I
go,
want
man.
to surround myself with people that are motivated and optimistic. So I try to do my best to bring that to the table. So
That's
just try to
dope.
be a good guy, man, and just stay humble, man.
Always been a good guy. Tyler's
I
always been a good guy,
appreciate you.
man. Yeah, yeah.
So first off, what has life been like since winning the Beast Games? I'm sure you got this question a ton, but what has it been like? Let our listeners know what it's been
Oh,
like.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, life it really hasn't changed too much, man. Besides my bank account, which is nice, but yeah, man. As soon as B Scans was over, we filmed the reunion the day after the episode aired, and then a couple days. That was Friday, I think, and then went into the weekend, and it was right back to work, serving our
Wow.
country, man. And yeah, nothing's really changed yet. I'm still in the military serving. Um, but hopefully, I'm looking to make that exit here in the near future, and then get some more time back with my family, and then do what I want to do with my life moving forward, man. So
Yeah, that's got to
So
provide a certain sense of
security.
security and also perspective of like, what do I
yeah,
actually want to do, right? Because we're all out here working, trying to make money, and it's like nice to have a little bit of a nest egg or cushion
yeah,
to both invest and then think, hey, what is it that I
Do I
love?
want to start a
What is it that I want to do?
business? Do I have any
Yeah,
passions that
exactly.
I can dive into and maybe, build
exactly.
up
Yeah,
for the next few years? So one
Yeah,
nice.
question I had along those lines is everybody always says, you're a family man, obviously, but everybody always says, oh, if I get $1 million, I do this, and that, and that, and that. Like what was it like when you first saw those dollars hit the bank account? We're not trying to count your pockets or anything, but like, what was it like? Like, what was the mindset,
man. I know a lot of people are always like, man, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna buy that. For me, my instant reaction to see that money was like, holy crap, that's a lot of money. I need to get with a legal team, a financial
Yep.
team, so I do this right. Because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm probably never gonna get this type of money again from a game show. So I gotta make sure it's invested correctly so it continues to grow, not only for me, but for my kids. So
Yep.
they're set in life where they can live comfortably. There's no free handouts. They're gonna have to
Yeah.
work, but just knowing that they have something to fall back on and set them up for life. So that's what I did, man. I'm currently trying to hash things out, mitigate as much taxes as I can legally, and then yeah, just put the money to work, man.
So you
That's
talked
what's up.
about making that exit from the Air Force. I'm guessing. What does that look like? What are some of your passions outside of serving the country?
Yeah, man. So currently going through that process. Hopefully I'll find out soon whether that's going to happen in the near future or maybe a little bit later. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I want to get back time with my family. But outside of the military, I'll look to get into real estate investing.
Okay.
My wife and I are currently looking to purchase another property here in the next couple months, and then start to go that Airbnb route to get that passive income,
Yeah.
and then see how it goes there and crew more, and then I'm looking into getting into coaching college football, man. So I've always been
Okay.
passionate about that. That's something that I'm still super passionate about. I watch college football every day that it's on. I still love the sport, and whatever I can do to be involved, whatever I can get my foot in the door, man, I'm willing to do it. So
And,
that's
and there's
yeah,
never been a better time to get into coaching, because I was actually talking to somebody about I did this camp this week, more than a game camp, out here in Polson, and one thing they were talking about is how, just like, as a young kid, you don't really understand this as like a freshman, sophomore in college, but when you get older, you realize, like, man, these GAs make nothing. But that is
yeah,
like the entrance into college football coaching. Like, if you want to be a coach, like, at some point you're gonna have to take your lumps, unless you're just blessed, like you're a Robbie Houck or something, and your dad's a head coach and you get an opportunity. But now is a perfect opportunity for you to get into that GA job, and where you don't
yeah,
necessarily need the money, you just want to get into coaching, and you have
yeah.
that nest egg. So yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly. And I've talked to former coaches and teammates, so they kind of help me out with different schools. And I told them, hey, man, I'm willing to volunteer if necessary to get my foot in the door. And
Yeah.
I'll let my work ethic speak from there. And hopefully that'll propel me further in my career when I ever get into coaching football. So it's
Yeah,
nice
man.
to have this nest egg to kind of fall back on and to know, like, the opportunities are out there, and I could hopefully pick where I want to go. So, but I'm not too picky. I'm just trying to get my foot in that door when the time is right.
Yeah.
Love that, man. And you got so many experiences to draw from.
Yeah,
You've been, you're a former college football player, a military officer, reality competition show champion. Which part of your journey do you think shaped you the most?
man. The competitions and all that stuff, the reality TV and all, it wouldn't have been accomplished and truly, like, achievable if it didn't start from a young age. My dad was in the military, so he had core values that he lived by. So he instilled that to my brother and I. And we've always been pushed to do our best, be our best, and then to treat others the way we want to be treated. So we've taken those values and we've just implemented in our life and just expanded upon them, grown upon them as we've gotten older. And if it wasn't for those, I wouldn't have had the opportunities to play at a good school in high school and do well, or make it to the college level and do well, or get onto these TV shows, man. So
Yeah.
it really started from a young age, man. Like, my dad was super tough on my brother and I, and yeah, it just molded us into who we are now. We just love working hard, we love challenges, and that's where it started. That's how I got to where I am at today.
Absolutely.
That's dope, man.
So
Yeah,
let's take it back to your college career, your college football journey. You started your college football journey at Penn State before leaving for a year to go play at De Anza, and then
yeah,
returning to Penn State. What was that journey like, and what prompted you to return after leaving?
yeah. So I started at Penn State 2011. I was playing quarterback, but I redshirted my freshman year. And then the following year, I ended up transferring. I wanted to seek another opportunity. I wanted to get some playing time. We had a bunch of dogs in front of me at quarterback
Yeah.
and receiver. Some of those guys are still playing in the NFL to this day.
Yeah, right. Was that
But
like Allen Robinson time at Penn State?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
my class. So
Okay. Okay.
awesome guy. He helped me out a lot when I made that transition to receiver. But yeah, so many studs in front of us, in front of me. So playing time was limited. So I wanted to go seek another opportunity. And one of my dad's buddies that was stationed with him in England, his son played at the University of Idaho, but he transferred to De Anza. And he told us about it. He was like, hey, my son's going to De Anza. If you want to come, we got another guy that's coming, potentially another guy. So there'll be four of you guys, and you guys will live with this lady that's serving in the military in California. She's willing to take all four of you adults to live with her family, which she had two boys and her daughter in the house. So there was a full house. She took all
Oh
four
yeah.
of us in. So yeah, went out to De Anza, got a bunch of offers there, but ultimately, Penn State was where I wanted to be. My brother was still there. My girlfriend, now wife, was still there. So, and we had a new head coach as well. So I talked to the head coach, and he said, "Yeah, come back." So I ended up going back, and then playing time. At that time, I was receiver, and still same dog, still there. Um, I just wasn't on their level, man. So
Yeah, right.
that's when I saw other opportunities, and then yeah, Coach Green was the one that recruited me from Montana,
Coach
and
Green.
yeah, so
Coach
shout out to
Green.
Coach Green. He believed in
Nice.
me. He was a great coach, awesome guy, and he's the one that offered me to go to Montana, man.
Nice.
What was it
Nice.
like? Tell me what it was like wrestling with that. You start at Penn State, you go JUCO, you then go back to Penn State. What was it like wrestling with that reality that, like, obviously you want to work hard. Obviously, you feel like you can earn an opportunity, but at some point,
Yeah,
like, reality has to kick in. What was
yeah,
that hard conversation you had with yourself of like, man, I just might not be good enough to be here right now,
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. When I went back, man, it was tough. Not getting the playing time that I want or I thought I could contribute to the team. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, I didn't want to give up on this goal, this dream that I had. So I wanted to exhaust every opportunity I could to see if I can continue to play. Maybe it's not here, maybe it's a different school.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the case may be. So I wanted to make sure like I gave it my all and did what I could to play college ball. So ultimately, it just came to a tough decision. A couple conversations with my parents that it would be best to probably seek an opportunity later down the road at a different school, which I
Yeah.
did. Um, and then just went from there, man. Just did what I could to get seen and get to another place and just see how it would fare.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So you played both receiver and quarterback, and this is a fun stat, but you played receiver and quarterback at every college you played football at. Did you
Yeah,
ever think that would be the case when you were coming out of high school?
not one bit, man. I never played receiver until college.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow.
Yeah, and I only started playing quarterback my senior year in high school. I just put in
Mm.
that time and effort, and I ended up blowing up and becoming, I think, one of the top five quarterbacks in PA at the time. Um, but yeah, I made the switch to receiver just because we had like three studs in front of us, and yeah, I had good hands, and my coach was like, "Yeah, if you want to make that switch, go ahead." So ended up
Nice.
doing it, just looking for another opportunity to get on the field, man. So, and then from
Yeah.
there, it's just quarterback, receiver, just bouncing back and forth. So I never really got a chance to play one position the whole year in my whole
Mm-hmm.
college career.
Yeah. Which is
So,
crazy. That
yeah,
doesn't happen to a lot of people, right? But
yeah,
I would say you did a really good job at both. And obviously I got to see you play, so that was a really cool experience for me. You came in, we're like, who's this guy with the massive arms? But dude, you were like a staple in our locker room. Like I will never forget some of the conversations we had, and we just gelled
oh
really
yeah,
quick. Me,
good
you,
times,
Caleb.
man.
I mean, you were there. You think of all the characters we had in our locker room. We had Yeaman still at the
Oh
time in
yeah,
Yeah.
his own right reality TV show. Different,
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, yeah, very
Very fitting
different.
of Yeaman, though. Very fitting of Yeaman, if you know him.
Yeah, yeah,
If you know Yeaman, it like fits. So,
yeah.
um, looking back now, what did the highs and lows of your college football career teach you about resilience?
It just taught me, man. It may be cliche, but you get knocked down, you just get back up, man. You just keep putting your best foot forward, keep trying, keep working hard, and eventually good things will happen to you, man. It may not be what you think it will be, but eventually, man, if you just keep a positive attitude, keep working hard, good things will come your way. And I just tried to stay optimistic, man, even with switching back and forth to receiver, quarterback, because I played receiver for Montana. I played like a couple games receiver, and then quarterbacks went down, went to quarterback for a couple games. Then Brady ended up coming back, and I was kind of like in the middle doing quarterback, but they didn't want me to do too much receiver, so it was tough, man, and it sucked senior year too. But I just tried to do what I could and just be a good asset for the team, man. That's all that matters at the end of the day is getting to the playoffs and hopefully getting that chance to get to the Natty. But yeah, just trying to be a good teammate.
Yeah.
Having played at both, what is it, Happy Valley in Penn
Yeah.
State, and then played in Washington Grizzly, how would you describe the game day atmosphere in both?
They're both pretty crazy, man. Yeah,
Okay.
Washington at Montana, man, like it was awesome. And I remember the first game there against North Dakota State, the first week before all of college football kicked off.
Yep.
For prime time, dude. And I remember walking in that stadium fully packed, and I was like, "Dang, man, this isn't like 110,000 like Penn State, but it's loud.
And
Like
Smoky.
it's super loud. Like I was not
Yeah.
expecting that. Like there was times I was trying to have a conversation on the sideline, and it was hard to hear. I didn't
Yeah.
really have like that much of an issue at Penn State like that, but yeah, I mean both atmospheres are different. Penn State has a big stadium, 110,000, so it gets pretty crazy there. Game days are very sacred in Happy Valley and in Montana, in Missoula, Montana. But they're both amazing atmospheres, and I'm so stoked and glad to have been part of both. Man, it was such an honor to be a part of both teams, man. If
Nice.
if I could go back in time, man, I probably would have tried to look to transfer to Montana sooner. Honestly,
Yeah. I remember
it was a
watching
fun
that
time.
NDSU game, and I was like, man, I'm going there. I had my offer at that point, but my mom never would let me commit until I was able to take a visit. But I remember watching that game and I was like, yo, this looks insane. This looks amazing.
Crazy.
Like,
yeah,
I knew right there.
It was one of those
yeah,
things you just had to be there. And it was like smoky all week, and there was all
yeah,
this build up.
because
And
of
they
the
had
fires.
because the fires, they had Carson Wentz. ESPN was in town, Brent Musburger. So there was like, and I'm a little jaded because this is my first real college football game. And I'm just like, wow, this is crazy. This is insane. And Stitt's first year, so people didn't know what offense.
Baby.
Yeah, like people didn't know what offense we were gonna be running, and like they knew it was gonna be spread, but what a experience. Do you have a favorite memory from both your time as a Grizz and your time as a Nittany Lion?
Yeah, I think as a Nittany Lion, we beat Wisconsin. I can't remember what year it was, 2010, I think. But yeah, we were technically bowl eligible, but as everyone knows, this whole Sandusky scandal happened. So that affected our chances to play postseason. So our last game was a chance to knock Wisconsin out of being conference champs, and we did that. So that was a pretty cool game. And then at Montana, man, that North Dakota State game, you can't top that. I think
so hard.
they were like 5-time defending champs at the time,
There was some streak, and it was crazy, and we were just like, man, this would be dope. And then it was one of those things you had to be there, Sam.
Yeah,
I heard campus afterwards was
crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
There was a warehouse
I
party.
mean,
There was a
last minute touchdown by our guy Joey Counts, man.
Yeah,
man, rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Awesome dude, man.
Oh man, the best.
He was full of energy, man. He was such a great dude.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
You sent me what the next one?
I got you. Your family had a military background and eventually built your own military career. What drew you to the Air Force?
Yeah, just being a prior Air Force brat. My dad served over 20 years in the Air Force. I saw the lifestyle they lived and how they talked about it even after the fact. So plan A didn't work out with football. So plan B was always to join the military because it's another team aspect, environment. And I wanted to be a part of a team, something bigger than myself. So next best bet, man. My parents loved their time while my dad served the military and had a good life. I grew up overseas. I lived 12 years in England, born in Central America in Panama, lived in Japan. So I had a lot of awesome opportunities as a kid. And then I joined and got lucky enough to get stationed back overseas in a place where I almost visited a lot growing up playing sports in Germany. So
wow.
Yeah, just knowing about my parents' experience. And then actually a year before I joined, my brother joined. So it was just another thing that just pushed me that way, man. And I'm thankful for joining. I'm about to hit 10 years in the military, and it's it's been an awesome career, and yeah, I've just been blessed with being able to see the world and do some really cool stuff, and have been trusted with millions and millions of dollars of equipment, which is pretty crazy. But
Yeah.
but yeah, it's awesome, man. I'm super thankful for my career.
So
Yeah.
so
And
so I
you
know
played ball overseas in Germany.
Yeah, I
in the
played
Yeah,
ELF.
man.
pro
So
ball there.
you played bro. This is
Yeah.
like the Dos Equis man. This is literally the guy that has done everything. I
The
promise
same
you.
league as like Willie Patterson in the ELF.
I don't know, but I
Yeah,
know
it
you
was
played.
ELF. Yeah, it was called the
Wow.
GFL back then, but
And they
then
kind
they
of all
expanded.
merged eventually, right? All the European.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
GFL one emerged with the ELF, and then they have GFL two. But yeah, I played in that league. I played with Frankfurt Hurricanes, I think Frankfurt Galaxy for a
Mhm.
little
Yeah.
bit, and then I played at Saarland Hurricanes. But
Wow.
yeah, the league wasn't bad, man. It was pretty good. There was some good competition. Like when I was with the Frankfurt Galaxy for a little bit, they had former NFL dudes there. I think there was a former Denver Bronco corner. The quarterback had a short stint with the Giants, and then we had a couple other dudes from like University of Texas, Baylor, and stuff like that. So there's some good dudes out there, man. So
Wow.
it's a growing league, and it's a great way to spend the summers in Europe, play football, the sport we all love, and then get to travel, man. It's a lot of fun.
So you
Yeah.
were playing professional football overseas and in the military at the same time?
Yeah,
How did you
my
kind of work that
schedule.
out?
I didn't sleep much. That's how I did it, man. My schedule is crazy. I'd work different hours. There'd be sometimes I'd work till like I don't know 5 normal hours, 5 p.m. or something like that, or work
Yeah.
to 7 or 8, 10 p.m. But yeah, I would get off of work, go home, get a quick, bite to eat, and then I'd go to practice. Because in Germany, it's not like if you're playing football, that's the only thing you're doing, unless they pay you to come out there. They usually pay the Americans to come out there. They'll
Yeah.
house them, sometimes give them a car, maybe a phone, things like that, gym membership. So all they do is just play football. But for
Yeah.
all the other people, like most of the Germans and that, and in my case,
They got
they're
jobs.
working. Yeah, they're working throughout the day. And
Yeah.
then after the day's over, we go to practice. So like practice for me would be at like 8 p.m. and then last to like 10 or 11 at night. And it was an
Wow.
hour drive there and then an hour drive back. So
Oh
like there'd be
man.
days where I wouldn't be getting home till like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning or something like that. Wake up 3, 4 hours later and then go to work.
For the love of the game,
Man,
baby.
for the
My
love of the
goodness.
game, bro. That
Yeah.
is actually that's inspiring to say
Yeah,
the
right.
least.
So I know basic is kind of like if you know, but what was that like for you? Obviously, you're coming off being a college athlete. Like,
Yeah.
I know we've all seen the stories, and there was this document, like they used to do the videos of like they'd show basic on Netflix. I remember
Yeah.
me and my friends used to watch it, but like, what was that like for you? What was that experience like for you?
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. A lot of people will have different opinions from that,
Yeah.
but just having my college experience, knowing what to expect,
Hmm.
knowing all the work and that goes into it. It was fun going into basic. Having that college background experience, man, like that was something to lean on. I'm used to waking up early, working hard, and listening to orders given to you.
Yeah.
And that's all it was. There's 18-year-olds, people fresh out of high school, not used to being away from family and having to live on their own and stuff and adjust to that lifestyle. So they had a hard time. But for me, I grew up that lifestyle with a tough dad. So I was already expecting, it. And then my brother went through basic a year before me. So kind of got all the details from him. He kind of hooked me up with what to expect and stuff like that. But I generally had fun. I was in, a flight of like 50 people, 50 dudes. We all lived in this bay and just a bunch of good guys, man. We were just embracing the suck together and just having a good time. Can't say a lot of other people had fun, but I had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
That's
It
what's
Man.
up.
wasn't tough, man. Like
Yeah.
if you're a college athlete, it's not going to be tough. Like
Yeah.
you're used to that grind. You're used to waking up early. And that's really what it is, man. It's like a lot of people aren't used to that lifestyle. They're not used to the grind or taking orders or, being, berated if you will. But
Yeah.
yeah, being a college athlete definitely helps, man.
Yeah, and I would say like I did mine right because I did a short basic training at Air Force Academy, and it was right after high school. But like you said, like if you're an athlete and you can do push-ups and you can run, it's not the
Yeah.
physical part's not going to be hard.
Oh,
It's the getting someone like screaming in your face
yep.
while you're doing these things, or and I always say like they're trying to take this person and shed down every fiber of your being and then build you
Yeah.
back up into who they want you to be. And so I'd imagine for you having gone through winter condo, having gone through spring ball, having gone through the workouts, the summer workouts, like, and then getting yelled at by college coaches, which we all know they can say some
Yeah.
things that
Some
we probably
crazy
shouldn't say on the
things.
yeah. like going to then listen to your cadre is like, oh, this isn't, this ain't
Yeah.
that
I'm
bad.
used to this.
You get the benefit of like being able to help your squad mates get through it because
Exactly.
you're like, yo, this is not that bad, but like I know you're struggling, so let me help you get through this, which is cool, man. That's a really
We
cool
all
thing.
know though, like when you're in that environment, somebody telling you it's not that bad is different than like, yeah, you can say it's not that bad, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm still in pain and it still hurts.
Oh yeah, man. There'll be times like, we're second week in out of 8 weeks, and then you have like the people that's senior class that's been there. They're like on their 7th week, about to get out of here and graduate. They'll walk by us and they know with a baby flight, they'll be like, "Hey, it gets better." It gets better, and then there's like they're like saying it like in a conniving way, just to
Yeah.
mess with me and stuff. But yeah, that was like the whole story of like the old flights. It gets better, man. Like, yeah,
Don't tell me that
Like,
right now. I'm
yeah,
sure
I'm
it
not trying to hear
does.
that.
yeah. A lot of
So
people didn't want to hear that at the time, man. They're just trying to live in the now and just make it through the day. So
yeah,
Yeah, man.
totally. What was pilot training like?
it was tough, man. It was
Yeah.
tough. It was 2 years of nothing but a grind, man. So what happened was when I commissioned as officer, 2 months in Maxwell, Alabama, and then we went from there to Texas for our main location, and then from there I went from Texas to Colorado for 2 weeks. The
Mhm.
first flying squadron where you learn to fly. A DA-20. I was out there for about a month and a half. You get like 46 hours flying. So I was out there. It was a tough schedule. You wake up at 5 in the morning and you're usually busy till like 6 or 7 at night studying. You wake up, get your brief, plan, prep for your ride, go out and fly, come back and prep for the next day for your next flight. So it was a lot of time. Usually it was like a 5 in the morning to like a 9 at night, 10 at night type of thing for me. So my family wasn't out there with me, so it was tough not being with them. But I wouldn't have had the time to see them. But then from there, I went back to Texas for a month before starting my next training, and that was when my second son was born.
Mm.
So he was born literally a month before I started the hardest part in training. And a lot of my instructors and stuff like that were like, "Hey, we know you're about to have a newborn. Do you want to push your training back a couple months? Because it's going to be tough, and you're going to
Yeah.
need, all the time you can get." And I said, "No, I want to go through with my friends. I'll just embrace it, suck it up, and find a way to get it done." And ended up getting it done. I think it was one of the top in my class to finish it. So was a lot of work. It was 12-hour days of prepping for flights and stuff like that, and then coming home trying to be a dad and a husband. So it was a lot of time, a lot of lack of sleep too. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was tough, man. And then after that, ended up going to New York for 6 months without my family. So, and I was flying out of Syracuse International Airport for 6 months, which was tough in itself too, learning a different platform, and then just time away from family and stuff, and then just honing in on knowing my platform to the best of my abilities, and then just try to be the best pilot I can. So it was a long 2 years, man, but it was worth it. Looking back at it, it was a grind, but we got through it.
Damn,
Wow.
that's awesome. What a
What
good
is
story.
what is it
Uh,
like being up in the air, like flying so fast and like you're moving like you're zooming. Like I have no idea how to describe it. Like it's just what is
uh,
that like?
Well, the aircraft that I flew was pretty slow, so
Okay.
it wasn't like a fighter or anything like that. But
Right.
it was cool, man. Like the DA-20 I flew in Colorado, it was during the summertime, so it was super hot and humid and turbulent. You know, there's with the heat, there comes turbulence and stuff. So,
Yeah.
and it's a two-seater aircraft, so like the canopy is literally touching my head. So when the turbulence was going, man, I was just bouncing my head off the canopy. It got to a point, man, where there's one flight, I think I was partially concussed because of how turbulent it was, and I was just banging my head over on the canopy. So I looked up my instructor, and I was just like, "Hey, man, you got to take this aircraft and fly it back. I am not feeling good." So, um, but it was an experience, man. It was crazy. I'll say the first flight I did, you know, they teach you how to stall the aircraft, purposely stall the aircraft. And that was pretty scary. You know, you know, you're flying up, you're just bleeding off the airspeed, and then as soon as the airspeed starts coming down to a point, I think it was like 60 knots or something like that, aircraft starts shaking and it just tips over, and you're just building airspeed, looking at the ground. So it's a pretty scary
Feels like a
feeling.
roller coaster.
Yeah, but
The scariest roller coaster.
yeah. But the first time, man, as soon as you're like, all right, I'm gonna show you how to do a stall. He's like, "Are you ready?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it," because I had no clue what a stall really was at the time.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we tipped over and started pointing down to the ground, I was like, "Oh," about to freak out, man. Like I was. It was scary, but you know, you get reps. You do mental reps too. It's called chair flying. So you just like practice, you know, going through the motions, sitting in a chair or your bed, wherever. And then it just helps build confidence. And over time, when we had to do it more so often, you become comfortable with it. And then you just got to embrace it, man. Like there's people that quit because they couldn't, you know, they couldn't do it, or, you know, wasn't for them. But for me, you know, I was thankful to be in that position. I was, you know, it was a little scary at first, but, you know, I just said, I got to suck this up. I got to get it done, and then embrace it. And eventually, you know, I liked it. And then got to a point where they trusted me to fly the aircraft by myself for my solo. And that was a lot of fun, man. That was a lot of fun. So it was a lot of fun, man. It was great views in Colorado too, man, up the mountains and all. So
it's so funny you're talking about, you know, my plane wasn't that fast, but like relatively speaking, it probably wasn't that fast, but it's still going pretty dang fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It can go a decent speed. Not nothing any crazy, but yeah. I mean, when you're pitching down, facing the ground, building up that speed, it goes pretty fast there, man. So you got to recover quickly, man.
Yeah, because that's finite. That's finite.
Yeah, it's a scary sight.
That's life and death. What?
Yes.
Of all the versions of you, right? And I don't mean like the versions of you. You are one Tyler Lucas, but pilot, Beast Games champion, former college football player. Which one do you think is coolest to your sons?
I think the Beast Games for sure, man. Yeah. They talk about it all the time. They always ask to watch the episodes. I think we've watched the season 2 like maybe 10 plus times, man.
They're probably the popular kids in school.
Yeah, man. Every time, like as soon as the episodes started airing, they started showing the episodes at their school for like their lunch break or something like that. So they used to watch the episodes, and my son would come home telling me about the episode, and I would have no clue how he knew because I didn't know he watched it at school because I was, you know, we'd wait to watch it at night with them. But he's like, yeah, I've already seen it. So, but yeah, man, they loved Mr. Beast. They actually got to meet him because I made it to the top 10 where the families came out. So I got to share that experience with them, and they just loved it. They love what he does. They love his videos. They're always asking to watch his videos, and they love his candy and his chocolate and stuff. So,
man,
yeah, they definitely loved that experience, man. It's funny because when I came home, my son watched the final episode with us, and he saw me standing on all of the money, and he asked me, "Dad, where's the money?" Thinking I would bring all that money back.
It's a check, son. It's a check.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't have the cash with me, buddy, but it's in the bank. He's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "How much do you want?" He's like, "I want all of it." So it's funny, man. And he's only 5 years old, so
he doesn't really get the concept of money yet. He just saw all the green.
Yeah, he just wants money to buy toys, man. That's all he wants.
Yeah,
Nice.
man.
It's funny because he'll talk about like, yeah, like Daddy, are you going to work tonight to make money to buy toys? I'm like, yeah, buddy, I'm going to work so I can buy you some toys. So
It's more than that, buddy. But
Yeah,
that
yeah,
too.
exactly,
there's
man.
food
But
and all the other things that you need,
Let's
but
yeah,
let's actually get into the Beast game. So
yeah.
going into the show, what did you think your biggest advantage would be? You know, obviously you're an athletic guy. I'm gonna come out and be fair. Like I do not watch Mr. Beast, so I do not watch the Beast games. Like I'm not familiar. So what did you feel like your biggest advantage would be?
yeah, man. I just felt like my athletic background would play a factor, man. Like my drive has only gotten better as I've gotten older,
Yeah.
and more mature. So I'm still super highly motivated guy. I hate losing. I love competing. So just having that drive really helped in an athletic background, and then just being my normal self, man. Like I've definitely came a long way. Haven't been always been a humble person, but I like to think I'm humble now, very mature as I can be. But just I love to meet people. I love to network. I love to talk to people and just to get to hear about their stories and their background and know why, because it motivates me too. So, um, and that's also a part of the game too, is the social aspect, which is probably
Yeah.
one of the most important things about the show. Um, but there's you can tell if there's people there trying to get to talk to you to know you just for the sake of the game, or if
Yeah.
it's being genuine. And mine was just genuine, man. Like I just love meeting new people because the show was consistent of 100 strong people in their respective categories.
Yeah.
So we had a two-time Ninja Warrior champ. We had couple of former NFL dudes, MMA fighters, Olympic athletes, CrossFit athletes,
Mm.
high level athletes,
You're like,
and
I'm a
then a
pilot.
hundred. Yeah, and I'm just like a military pilot, that was on one
Just
show. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, right.
But and then they had 100 smart people, and these people were like 7 degrees, aerospace
Wow.
engineers,
Mhm.
building engines for rockets and stuff. Like there's some like one person had photographic memory. It was insane some of the accomplishments they had. So I was genuinely just curious to get to know these individuals more because they have so much to offer, with their
Yeah,
knowledge, their life experience and stuff. So
Hmm.
I think just being myself really, really helped me out and just having that athletic background, man.
nice.
Wow.
I got two questions, one off of that and then a different one.
Yeah.
Did you feel like there were any similar? Because when I think back to going to the Air Force basic training, like I think of kind of that two-sided thing where you have former athletes that are going into the military and you have
Yeah.
really smart people that like didn't want to go to college but they're like, hey, I got a space in the military. Did you
Yeah.
see that with the Beast games? But like Beast games is obviously on steroids because you have the
Yeah.
top 1% of smart people and then the really really elite athletes. Was there any comparison there? You're like, wow, this kind of feels like this, but we have freedom and we're all
Yeah.
competing for money.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely like what you just mentioned for sure. And there's definitely aspects that were similar to like basic training. Like for example, they confiscated all technology. We were there for 6 weeks without
Wow.
any communication with the outside world. So naturally it drove people crazy the first 2 weeks, not being with their phone. But for me, I went through basic training. They took my phone
Hmm.
for 8 weeks. So I was already, prepared for that and I was willing to do whatever it took to win. So if they had to do that, then fine. But I mean, it's a little different now since I have kids. I wasn't able to see them until I was surprised when they came on the show. But yeah, there was people withdrawals from social media, phones, technology. But it was very similar to basic, man. Like you're there all going through the same experience. So you just got to bond together and get through it. And then that's how you build those relationships with not having any outside distractions. That's when all of the bonds started forming and whatnot.
And you never know. And Sam, I know you're not familiar with it, but you never know when those bonds are going to help you out, right? And clearly, in your
Yeah.
Exactly.
case, right, with the switcheroo, with the card switcheroo, that was
Yeah.
a big like pivotal moment in your guys' journey. And so, Sam, you'll have to like catch up. But one of the smart guys, they were in a room and like handcuffed and kind of did this card pool to see who was going to get out or who
Yeah.
was going to like volunteer to leave.
Yeah.
And one of the smart guys that Tyler had like kind of bonded with pulled the switcheroo and tricked this girl and thought she got the highest card, and it was crazy. But like that kind of shows. And do you feel like those genuine kind of bonds are what helped you, get to the end?
Absolutely, man. If I didn't have those bonds, I wouldn't have made it as far as I did. And I established, good relationships at the beginning. I worked with a different group of people in the beginning before I switched to, Jack, the guy that did the card switch, and that group. And, thankfully I switched, made good relationships with them, and majority of us made it to the top 10. So we had that strong bond at the end. And then getting to spend more time with other people. As more people got eliminated, there's less people there. So you had more time to talk to others. So I started to branch out even more and get more familiar with other people and get to know them on a different level. And, those bonds really helped. Because there's a couple times in the games where I was like conflicted of, should I trust them or should I trust them? And if I would have went the different route, I would have been eliminated. So it's just having those bonds and man, and just taking a leap of faith and then just really sticking together. Because there's people there that are looking for that quick money grab. But for me, I was there for the long haul, man. I was not taking any bribes. I wanted I came to win, so I was willing to risk it all. And I'm glad I had some good bonds, man.
Yeah.
Built different.
Built different. Yeah. Love it, baby.
So the way I think about this is like, obviously we've all been underdogs before, and like I'm not necessarily saying you were an underdog in this instance, but like we've all been in competition where like the odds are stacked against us, and then there's a moment in that competition where we realize like, oh shoot, like we could actually win this. Like I think of when we played UW in 2021. Like obviously we're huge underdogs.
Crazy upset.
It gets late in that game, and we're like, whoa, we might actually win. So like for you in the Beast games, what was that moment for you of like, oh shoot, like this is a real possibility that I might win this?
Yeah. So it's funny because when I saw season one was crazy. A lot of chance and stuff. So when I left for Beast games, I told my wife, like, hey, I'll probably see you in a week. There's no way I'm making it past a week, But as time went on, each challenge that I came out and won and moved on, I was like starting to slowly build. Like I was already confident. Like I believe in myself, my abilities and stuff like that. I trained really hard for it.
But anything can happen.
Exactly. You don't know what happened. It could be chance or something out of your hands. So as time went on, I became more confident, like being in a good place to move further. But it really didn't hit me until top 10 when the families came out. Just looking around, our family's there. I was just looking around, seeing there's over 9 people there. And that's when it really sunk in. Like, man, like I'm this close. Like I can really do this thing. I just got to lock in, keep my head down, and play smart and make strategic moves when need to do so. And just have my family there just reminded me what I was there for. So, moving forward, I had some tough decisions to make, but ultimately, those decisions worked out for me to be the last man standing.
Wow.
Yeah. What was the most uncomfortable moment you had to push through?
That's tough. That's a tough question. I would say probably either the cubes where Jack did the card switch with Sue. That was definitely tough. He was trying to tell me he was making that because he made a second deck and he hid it in his pocket, and then he had the other deck. So he was trying to like do this, saying he switched the decks. But I had no clue what that meant. I'm just sitting there, just like, what are you saying, dude? So I was kind of stressed. I didn't know like what was happening and stuff. So like my pick and my core was just completely out in the blind. I just got lucky with my pick. So that was definitely tough. And then moving to the finals, eliminating one of my friends. That was a tough decision. He was a good person, good competitor and stuff, but there were some trust issues that kind of played out leading up to that moment, which made me decide, I can't trust this guy. This is my time to make that move and take him out. And then one of my other friends, she was the only girl there and we were all kicking for her. And, seeing her cry and stuff like that kind of ate at me, 4 guys ganging up on a girl. And I don't want to have that image and be cool, like think that's cool for my kids to, think that's something fair to do. So
Yeah, right.
for me growing up, man, like I used to take pride in like trying to stick up for, the person that's getting bullied or the person that was by themselves. Like I would try to make sure they're good and have conversations and stuff like that. So and then yeah, just seeing her, cry, that really was the cherry on top for me to make that move and, kick for
Yeah.
someone else. Just trying to be a
Yeah.
good role model for my kids, man, and
Yeah.
just be a positive influence to others, man. It's pretty surreal to know how many people have hit me up and, supported me and, were rooting for me and just saying like, you're a great role model and stuff. So it's very humbling
Wow.
to be in that position, man.
Yeah, very balanced, man. Very,
Yeah.
very blue collar, but also like balanced, but also with the military background, strategic,
Yeah.
but genuine. It's kind of I can't think of a better person to like win a game show like this because it's not like it went to your head, right? You were just
Yeah.
like you're the same guy that we were in the locker room together in 2015.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm still that
yeah,
same dude. Still a goofball, man. I still, yeah. We had some good times, man. Just joking around,
just joking
dude.
around. I
Those
got
are
a
some of the best
Snapchat
moments.
picture. I will never post it on here. I'll never post it on. But I have a Snapchat picture. Once we're not live, I'll show you.
Dude, you have to show me
It was
that,
a good
man.
time. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good time. But,
Man, former
yeah.
Grizz athletes getting on reality TV is actually like becoming a thing. So Yeaman, obviously on Love Island, you on the
Yeah.
Beast Games, and then
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys
The
are watching
basketball
Love
guys.
Island. There was another basketball player from Montana who was just on Love Island. So I mean, like
Really?
reality TV is becoming a Grizz thing,
Might be a thing. Yeah.
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 So
Hey, who knows? Maybe you guys are up next, man.
hey,
I want to be on Deal or No Deal. That's all. I don't want to do anything else besides Deal or No Deal. I want to,
Are they still making that?
probably not, but sounds like it'd be a cool show for me to be on.
Yeah.
Maybe
Dude, I
they
used
should
to-
do Montana versus Montana State. What is the one with Steve Harvey?
Family Feud.
Oh, Family Feud. Love
That'd
that
be a good
show,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Deal or Don't Deal. I used to watch that growing up all the time, man. I love that show.
Yeah, it was a great show.
So what is that like? Like, obviously, we all grew up watching reality TV. Now you are on. I mean, Mr. Beast is the biggest thing in the world right now. Over 500 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. Like, what was that exposure like, and being on a show like that is so popularized? And talk us through that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Like it was surreal. So back in 2018, I did Titan Game season 1, where I made it to the finale, and that was hosted by The Rock. And I got some publicity and a little bit of fame, if you want to call it that, from that show. And we know how big The Rock is now; he's huge.
Oh yeah.
But then coming on this show, it was on steroids, man. Like everyone knows who Mr. Beast is. Like you said, over 500 million subscribers, one of the largest YouTubers and social media content guys in the world. And, I was not expecting things to be crazy after the show finished airing, man. Like, I was just on vacation with my wife celebrating our 10-year anniversary this past weekend. And the amount of times I got stopped, I get stopped a lot in public, and it's crazy, man. Like, I've never had this before. And I'm just thinking, like, why you guys stopping me? I'm just a normal guy that got lucky, I'm
You won Beast Games.
Yeah, but I'm nothing special, I just got lucky with the opportunity and stuff. So it's surreal, man, to see the after effects and then just the opportunities, man. Like there's been a lot of people reaching out to do podcasts, these big podcasts, interviews, news stations, brands, and different things like that, man. So it's crazy. I never would have imagined like this would happen and to this extent and to this level. So even potential other opportunities for reality TV shows, man. Like there was like I can't say what it was, but I did do another TV show recently.
Nice.
Back in May. So
they need to have you on Traders.
Dude, I would love that.
Bro,
I would
you would
love
be
that.
so good on Traders,
That
bro.
is such a good show, man.
Yeah,
I gotta work on my line and my poker face a little bit, but like I think I would be really good at that show, man.
Yes.
I think I would. I love that show. It's a great show. And then another one I want to get on is Survivor.
Ooh.
Survivor would be awesome.
military
be good at it,
background. They
too.
kind of teach you guys
Yeah.
stuff like that, right? How to like,
Yeah, they do. They do. Yeah.
man.
That's dope. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is a question because I know I've known Tyler as workout guy, Squattober, right? Tyler's big into Squattober.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler was probably pound for pound was the strongest guy on the team when he played. Do you plan on Sam's got his 2 jerseys behind him? Do you plan on framing your Mr. Beast jersey with
Got
your
to.
other jerseys
Got to.
in your home gym one day?
Oh, absolutely. I actually have it framed. I just haven't hung it up on the wall. It's kind of sitting in the corner of a room right now. As
Okay.
well, like they came out with posters for each episode. So I have the 10th episode poster framed as well with the briefcases and all.
Wow.
So I have those
Yeah.
2 framed. I still got to get my Montana jersey framed. It's hanging up in my garage gym right now. But I got to get that framed. And then I got to find my Penn State one too and then see about getting that framed as well. But dude, you know what I still have? I
What?
still have the NCAA playoff banners that we took after the game. Yeah.
Hey, Gene Gee, if
Remember
you're watching this. Yes, we had one in our apartment. Me and Caleb had one in our apartment. from the playoffs. So it was,
dude, I remember I think it was me and Caleb after like a game. We went back out there. We're like seeing what we can grab for memorabilia. And we just saw these the big banners, and I was just looking at it. I was like, I'm gonna find a way to get that one.
Yeah, it was we had a lot of fun.
Everybody talks about like obviously the money and winning and all that stuff, but like you just mentioned the brand deals and things that came from it. What of those, if any, did you kind of tap into? Did you get into any brand deals? Have you partnered with anybody? What does that look like?
Yeah, man. So I've partnered with this company called TVO. It's a fitness company that does fitness clothes, gym clothes, and some casual clothes too. They're European based, but they're up and coming. They're they're gonna on pace to be like another Gymshark type brand. But they send me free packages almost every other week of new clothes to promote and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool, and we're potentially talking about a paid contract here soon. So and then supplement company, I just partnered with First Form, so it's nice to get some supplements and what like that. So it's pretty cool, man. Like I'm very selective with what I do. I gotta really believe in it if I want to promote it and stuff like that. So, but yeah, just trying to get used to this and trying to be better with social media, man. Try to be more active, try to post more and stuff. But
did you have an agent? Do you have an agent?
I did, but I had to go separate ways.
Okay.
Say,
Yeah,
not now, brother.
Yeah. They're all right. They weren't a bad person. They just they weren't doing as much as I would like them to do, and I felt like I was getting more of the opportunities. Most of the like big opportunities that happened for me, I got on my own accord.
Yeah.
So
that makes you think like, hey, I got you to do that, and now I'm the one doing it. So it's like,
Yeah. So it just got to a point where I can do it myself type of deal. And if I really need to have a person, then I'll look for a different person down the road. But I don't really foresee that. So I'm just willing to take on as much as I can I'm cheap, man. I'm not trying to pay money for something like that. So,
agents cost.
I'm still cheap at heart, man. So
that'll take you a long way.
Exactly.
You had like one of the biggest, if not the biggest platform to grow yourself on in terms of like Mr. Beast. And so it's kind of like at this point, someone's got to bring a lot of value if they want to represent you because you were on, the biggest platform. So
have you thought about starting like a YouTube channel or anything?
Yeah, dude, I actually had one, but it got deleted. It got like suspended because it said I was violating some codes, but I wasn't. I was just reposting, clips from the show and stuff. I didn't post anything like controversial or anything like that. But I don't know. I might think about doing it later down the road. I got to kind of find out like what type of niche I would do. What type of
Workouts,
content.
fitness guy.
Yeah,
be a good gym owner. Like, I wonder if Beast Games or Mr. Beast wants to franchise like Beast Gym.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think down the road maybe you'll see something like that, man, because he's gotten into working out more. He has
Yeah.
a personal trainer. He has a very pretty awesome gym too.
Yeah, man.
Um, and he just came out with like this milk that has like 20 grams of protein. I mean, it's
Nice.
there's definitely a lot of carbs and some sugars in there. I think like 400 calories too. So it's if you want to bulk, it'd be good for that. But he did mention, he has some ideas when we were on the
Yeah.
games talking about it, and I'm sure he'll come out with something in the future. So that'd be cool.
For
What's it
sure,
like
man.
being around Mr. Beast? Because he's a young guy, but like super ambitious. You talk about,
Uh,
we talked about him having over 500 million subscribers. He has got YouTube down to like a science.
Yeah.
So what was it like being around a guy like that who's very driven, very focused on what he's doing, and is the best in the world at it?
Humbling, man, and very inspiring. Because this dude does not get any sleep at all.
Wow.
Like it's crazy. Like he would. So for our show, we would film from like I don't know 5 6 p.m. We'd start to get ready, and then as soon as the sunset got dark, we would film overnight until like 8 in the morning.
Wow.
And then he would go from filming. Maybe he might get like an hour or 2 hours or something like that to sleep, but then he would go and film his other YouTube channels videos. So he would go do that stuff, do some of that, and then the whole time we were in B City, like in a show, in the compound that they built, we had so many famous influencers come out there, shooting content to promote the show and stuff like that. So
Wow.
whether it was filming our season or filming his personal YouTube videos, because he usually has multiple YouTube videos going at once, or doing content with other famous people or interviews or his chocolate brand, like it
This
was
man's a
pretty.
machine.
Yeah,
A
it was
machine.
pretty inspired, man. Like there'll be times because we got to talk to him a lot, especially as
Yeah.
the numbers dwindle down. But there was times where we asked him, man, like, how are you doing it? Like we see how much you're doing, and he's like, I don't get much sleep. I love what I do, and I'm still very passionate about it. So
Nice.
you just gotta be passionate. And you gotta give it your all, and just see what you can do, man. And that's what he did, and that's why he's one of the biggest in the world, man. He never gave up on himself, and he believed in
Yeah.
himself, and he just kept pushing forward, even when people told him no. So
He's like
it's
younger than
it's
all of us.
Well, he continues
yeah,
to reinvest back into it as well, right? I mean, you think
yep,
it'd be so easy for someone to become a YouTuber and get to the point where they're mega massive, like David Dobrik, but then
yeah,
not reinvest back into it. Where what he does, he expanded and reinvested back into the channel, and
yeah,
then grew the channel and grew into Beast Games, and then grew into Feastables, then grew in like
yeah,
that is just like the way you build something sustainable is saying like, hey, I don't need to reap the benefits right away. I just want to grow this thing. And then if he wanted to sit back and say, okay, I just want to get the income from it and now I want to splurge, he could go buy a
yeah,
yacht tomorrow, right? Like
yeah,
his platform
absolutely,
is probably the valuation I couldn't even imagine. It's probably worth a couple $1 billion.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I
Oh
think
yeah.
he, on paper, is the only YouTube billionaire out there.
Yeah.
But like you
It's
said,
crazy.
man, like all the money that he makes from his like Feastables, his YouTube videos, ads, he puts that money right back into the videos, man.
Mm-hmm.
So he
Smart
really
man.
wants to provide the best content out there, and he does, man. He does some crazy stuff, and he spends millions of dollars making videos. So
Yeah. Which
he's
is
very
wild.
passionate. He's very smart on what he does, man. So
Yeah.
Wow.
and what he does is awesome. So Sam, you got to check him out, man. You got to
Yeah.
watch some of his YouTube videos because a lot of his YouTube videos he changes a lot of people's lives, man. He puts them in challenges and gives away lots of money to change people's lives, and he does a lot of humanitarian work as well in
Yeah.
third world countries. So
Yeah.
I know there's controversy out there. There's always going to be controversy with
Oh yeah.
big name people, but from my experience, from spending 6 weeks with him, man, like he's very humble, down to earth. He cares about what he does, what he produces, the people that are contestants. And he just loves to give back, man. He does a lot of good in the world and helps a lot of people out. So it's pretty awesome to see someone with such a huge platform and so like making millions of dollars and just reinvest it into his company, which
Yeah.
essentially gets paid out in helps other people out. He gives a lot of money away for other people. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's
he's a
cool to
good
see
guy.
someone to that extent paying it forward and helping others out.
That's awesome.
Nice. Well, we're gonna close off here soon. I know we're coming to time, but I got a rapid fire that I'm gonna go through. So basically, I'm gonna ask you a question, and you just say the first thing that comes to mind or first answer that comes to mind. So there's 8 questions. One
Okay.
word to describe winning Beast games.
Amazing.
Harder workout, football conditioning, or Beast games challenges.
Football conditioning.
Beast games swag bag or Nike Christmas at Penn State or Montana.
Nike swag bag.
Okay, nice, like that. Favorite Beast games challenge.
Ooh, I would say obstacle course.
Okay. One teammate from your football days you'd want with you in Beast games.
My man Keenan, dude.
Hey, let's go. I honestly thought you were going to go with your brother, which would not have been a bad answer.
Nah, screw that guy, man.
Most underrated skill in a competition like Beast games.
Social aspect. Being sociable.
That's very, very good. First thing you bought or wanted to buy after winning.
Ooh, dang, I don't know if I've really bought anything for myself, man.
But when you saw the money, what was the first thing that you were like, I can do this?
Did you buy something for the fam, your wife, or your kids, or anything?
We got like little things, vacations and stuff, but the first big purchase is going to be a car for my wife. I think that's what I was pretty set on. We want to get her a new car, so
nice. Love
car
that.
for the wife.
She's earned it.
She has. She is.
And then,
she's the backbone, man.
She is. She's dealt with pilot training and Beast games, and that's
essentially been a single parent for like 8 years, man, of my career. Like
paid off. And at least you can say, like, hey, this was not for nothing. This was not for nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Last question. Dream job.
Coaching football.
Love it. Man. I figured that would be the answer. Just
okay. Let me add to that one more though. Dream job is coaching. Dream school to coach at.
Penn State or Montana, man.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good one.
Which I do. I don't know if I told you this, Keenan. I think I did.
Yeah, I think we talked about it.
Yeah. I got a chance to talk with Eric Tabor, so he put me in contact with Coach Kennedy, and
great guy.
Coach Kennedy essentially gave me a spot to coach there. It's just a matter of when I get out of the military, man. So
come on up, man.
Yeah. Are you in Montana still?
Yeah, I'm in Missoula. I live in Missoula.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, I don't know if I'll be able to get out of the military by the end of until the end of this year, so I wouldn't be able to start in the spring. But they did invite me to the September 12th game, so I'll be there September 12th.
I might have to come out for that game just to
do it. Do it. You got to, man. It'd be good to link up in person.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be dope. You know, Coach Kennedy's looking out for the light-skinned brothers. You know what I'm saying? We said in the earlier podcast, he's the first black coach at Montana.
Yeah, man, he is. He just got that new 4-year contract extension as well. Yeah. So he's got some security.
He's doing a good job.
He's nice. What about you guys, man? Do you guys want to get into coaching college football?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm in med device sales, and I enjoy what it provides. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But I have thought about getting into college football coaching because I coach high school football, and I just know that I love it so much.
Yeah.
I could see myself getting into coaching, but just like we talked about earlier, the GA, like, you know, I'm 1 year married, you know, and like,
congrats, man. Congrats.
Thank you. I just can't. I can't be a GA. Like, I just can't do that. Like, it's not even about like being a GA and doing all the grunt work. Like, that's not what I can do that. I can't make that lead. Like, I need to be making money.
He's like, I'm not making 20 grand. I'm not making 20
grand. Like, they don't make anything.
Hey, totally understandable, man. You gotta make that money to provide for you and your family, man. So I totally get it, man.
And I'm in sports media, and I really love the media, man. I really love covering the game, and you know, we're having we're hoping to have Coach Kennedy on in about a month. But man, I've just really fallen in love with that aspect of the game, and it's provided me a life that, you know, like we got to cover the national championship game, even though unfortunately it was Bobcats. We got to be in Nashville and cover that game, and it's just been really cool, man. It's been really cool.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that, man. That's another awesome career field to be in, and you get to be around the game we all love, man. So
Yeah.
that's awesome, man.
But sometimes you get the side eye from the play. Like, obviously, I'm a former player, so all the players know, like, I understand it from a different aspect. But then also, like, I am the media. So, like, sometimes I'll get some shots sent at me and, like, I heard what you said. I heard what you said about me, or, hey, I heard this, or, hey, so it comes with the territory.
Man, that
Keenan knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm sure you take it on the chin like a champ, man.
Yeah.
Oh
man, we were in Nashville, and I've told this story so many times, but some of those players on the Bobcat team could not wait to remind me about what I had said during the regular season after they won that national championship. So hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's
Sam,
funny, man.
You want to take the closer?
Yeah, I got you. If you could go back to talk to young Tyler Lucas, what piece of advice would you give him about his life from your perspective today?
That's a great question, man. I would definitely tell myself to, stay humble, stay focused, keep working hard, and exhaust every opportunity you can, man. Because eventually the hard work will pay off. You just got to keep working hard and just try to do what you can to lift others up around you. You're a product of your environment. So building that positive, hardworking culture is only going to improve yourself, man. So just keep that up, keep lifting others up, but also keep working hard and stay humble.
Absolutely,
nice, man. Well, thank you again. Oh, I got it before I close this out. I told my
your niece.
I told my niece that I would.
Shout out to Keenan's niece.
Yeah, shout out Lola. She had the picture with Tyler when she was a little girl, and Tyler was there. So she said she's got your autograph. So thank you. But yeah, man, really, really appreciate you taking some time, dude. I know it's late on your time, but we're so grateful to have you. So happy for everything that's happened for you in your life, man. And obviously, the Beast Games is so well deserved. To get that money and to make some life changing or just changes for your family. Super, super happy for you and grateful for you, man.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys having me, man. It's an honor, man. And like I said years ago, Keenan, man, whenever you need anything, man, I got you, man. Like, you're my guy. I talk about you a lot whenever I talk about college days, man. Like, you're a humble dude. You're a hardworking guy. You're easy to root for, man. And, I'm glad to know you. And, unfortunately, Sam, you're a year late, but
I missed the party.
I watch Montana all the time, man. You're a heck of a ball player, man, and it's good to get on here and chat with you, man. And hopefully we can link up when I'm in Missoula in September,
when
man.
You're coaching, awesome. Man. You're gonna be out here coaching, so we'll see you next year.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully everything works out, and I can keep that spot, and he still has it for me by the time I get out, but. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here for you, with both of you guys, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm so sorry. One more before you go.
Absolutely.
You're living in PA, correct?
No, I'm in South Carolina right now.
South Carolina. Okay, so if you were to coach, would you move to Montana?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
If they, my wife and I have already talked about it, man. So if I get into coaching, we'll go where the job is. The only solid offer I have is Montana right now. So we're gonna go to Missoula, ride that wave, see how it goes. If it falls through, then we'll search other avenues. But if I don't get into coaching, then we'll move to Texas. But as of right now, Missoula is where we would likely end up, man, and start coaching with the Grizz, man. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
He said money good, Sam. Money good right now, baby.
Well, that's Tyler Lucas. Appreciate you so much for your time, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys, man.